President Rodrigo Duterte has kept the VFA treaty on ice because he knows the United States wants it more for geopolitical reasons and to keep the balance of power in the South Pacific on level footing with China. And with President Joe Biden having dispatched his emissary, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, to convince Malacanang, the president has relented and revived the treaty, putting China at an arm's length again, as we hear more from PTV's Bea Bernardo.
The VFA is in full force again. There is no termination letter pending. And we are back on track with the Secretary to plan for future exercises under the PFA.
This was the announcement of Defense Secretary Delfin Lorenzana after President Rodrigo Duterte recalled the abrogation of the Visiting Forces Agreement between the Philippines and the U.S. According to Lorenzana, this is the result of the more than 1-hour meeting between U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin III and President Duterte last night. Earlier, a bilateral meeting was conducted between Austin and Lorenzana at Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City. In 2020, the government pushed for the termination of the VFA, but then suspended the abrogation 3 times. According to presidential spokesperson Harry Roque, the decision of the president is in the best interest of the Philippines. Austin welcomes the decision of the president.
This provides us some degree of certainty going forward, so we can plan further in advance, and with that long-range planning, we can actually do more comprehensive exercises.
The U.S. Embassy underscored that the VFA strengthens not only the security of the 2 countries, but also those in the Indo-Pacific region. The House of Representatives supports the decision of President Duterte. House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco hopes this will be the start of a more cordial relationship between the country and the U.S. Senator Panfilo Lacson agrees with the decision and stressed the Philippines will not benefit once the VFA is terminated amidst rising tensions in the West Philippine Sea. The visit of Austin is part of his Southeast Asian tour. He earlier visited Vietnam and Singapore.
You know, one of the reasons that I'm here today is to reaffirm that the U.S. security commitment to the Philippines is ironclad.
Austin also met with Foreign Affairs Secretary Teodoro Locsin earlier for a bilateral meeting and to formalize the recall of the VFA abrogation.
Upon the instructions of President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, today I handed over to the United States Secretary of Defense Lloyd J. Austin III the diplomatic note recalling the abrogation of the Visiting Forces Agreement.
Bea Bernardo for The Nation.